The Justice League series. Where do I begin with this one? Well, this is by far one of the greatest animated shows ever made by Warner Brothers. Well, duh, it's because it was created by the same animation team behind the Batman animated series cartoon. Kinda awesome, huh? The characters were very cool, the storyline was awesome, the moral development was by far kick-ass. In fact, in my honest opinion, it was actually better than the Batman and Superman cartoons combined. Not to say that they suck or anything, but this one was just really impressive. My favorite episode was when the Flash switched bodies with Lex Luthor. That was funny, especially for voice actor Michael Rosenbaum, who also played Lex Luthor in Smallville.
You gonna wash your hands? No, 'cause I'm evil. If nothing else, I can at least learn the Flash's secret identity. I have no idea who this is.
Yeah, this guy became one of the coolest voice actors, which kind of made a name for him in the DC animated universe. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in Comic-Con just for that very role. Other than that, Justice League was an impressive cartoon, especially Justice League Unlimited, which peppered the landscape with the increase in character roster, which is probably well over 70 heroes from DC's comic book history. All upgraded and made for children, and a couple of adult fans. Some would argue that this show was the very last of an impressive franchise, and an impressive array of cartoons made for both children and adults to enjoy. I'd beg to differ. There are some, it's just that they're well hidden in the cartoon networks and in the Disney channels, with all the mediocre programming. But other than that, we might see something much similar to that, aside from the obvious movies that we've been getting, like Wonder Woman, The Green Lantern, and some of the new Justice League cartoon movies. Other than that, the whole Justice League series, the first Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, are impressive shows worth watching. Of course, they can still be found somewhere on Cartoon Network's other channel, Boomerang. But yeah, one of the greatest superhero cartoons of all time. IGPX. Of course, if you want to be a formal asshole, the Immortal Grand Prix. This was the first Cartoon Network original to be an actual anime, even though TV Asahi aired the Japanese version, and was the first exclusive to boast a TV PG rating. In regards to the series, I'll talk about the 30-minute show. In 2049, the future of sport comes in the form of the IGPX. In that year, the IG1 has been hosted. An IGPX race consists of 2 teams, 3 pilots, and a forward, usually places first or second, a midfielder, usually places third or fourth, and a defender, usually places 5th and 6th. They compete on a 60-mile or 97-kilometer track, going at speeds upwards of 350 miles per hour or 560 kilometers an hour. The overall objective is to make to the finish line and accumulate more points than the opponent. First place receives 15 points, second receives 7, third gets 5 points, fourth gets 3, fifth gets 2, and sixth gets 1. No points are awarded to pilots who are unable to finish their race. It's a fusion of racing and fighting roll into one. Layman concept, but kick-ass when you see it. You follow Takashi, played by Sora from Kingdom Hearts, a skilled forward of Team Satomi. Like a lot of shonen stereotypes, he wants to be number 1 under the sun, following the footsteps of the legendary Rocket, who we find out is the coach of Satomi. That gimmick aside, this series follows the trappings of a well-written sports drama. The difference is that it's unique in its approach. That and the mayor of Townsville is the commentator for the IGPX. Last and certainly not least, the Dragon Ball series. Oh, holy fucking shit. Where the fuck do I begin with this megalomaniac of a franchise? Goddamn, this is the bridge builder of long-ass shonen epics right here. This shit here was the staple of Toonami action and anime altogether since it aired on Cartoon Network in 1999. I swear Toriyama sensei screaming out, "I'm Rick James, bitch," mostly because of the strong reception worldwide, let alone the US. This was the greatest manga anime to hit the mainstream of all time. Ask any comic book geek, in fact even those who hate it or don't know about anime will tell you, it's the motherfucking shit. The series chronicles the life of Son Goku and his friends as they look for 7 crystal orbs named Dragon Balls. Also, they must stop the evils that want to use them to, well, you know. Okay, you haven't guessed it by now, suck it. How can you talk Toonami or anything shonen without Dragon Ball? What the fuck do you think this is? This is one of the wet dreams of every shonen fan, and with Funimation's help, the franchise, like the block it was on, has not forsaken its hardcore faithful. Quite possibly the quintessential series ever. Well, that's it for today. Or for week 2 actually. But hey, what can I say? This is a great list of Toonami's greatest in action cartoons and Japanese anime I've ever seen. What do you think is the best? Well, submit your comments on these following 3 sites: thatguywiththeglasses.com, my Facebook account, and YouTube. Well, that's all for now. This is Wataru Kurenai saying, Johnny!
Cultivates the mind, the spirit, and the soul, and we must always cultivate the soul.
Thank you everybody for your support for Toonami Month. I got a question for you. What do you think would be the best way to celebrate Toonami Month? Whatever it is, don't send it to me because I've already celebrated it in my own inevitable fashion. Whatever it is, just say it to me. Well, not necessarily ask me to do another Toonami Month video, but who knows, that might happen. But seriously, you can celebrate it in any way you want it. You could celebrate it in any month other than October, or in the month of Toonami's initial release. You could do all sorts of things in celebrating it. Whatever it is, just make sure you commemorate a piece of what was and what is and what will always be history. Well, that's all with the eulogy or whatever, or epilogue, whichever you like to call it. Can't believe I said eulogy. Even though Toonami is somewhat forever gone on Cartoon Network, it still holds a place in the hearts of everybody and every demographic I've mentioned throughout the course of these 4 weeks or throughout the course of this month. Well, personally, I could have done better with this. But thanks to your support, I've been given a lot of reason to keep going and celebrate Toonami in any which way I can. Well, that's all for today. Enough of all the mushy stuff. This is Wataru saying, I'll see you later.